Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mad Raptor. Today we're in the man cave and we're going to be talking about the GQ, doing a bit of a rig rundown because I put a poll up on Instagram and yeah, a lot of you wanted a rig rundown, so here we are. Alrighty, we're going to go through a few questions that a few of you asked. Right, first one, horsepower. So the GQ's been tuned by Raptr, and yeah, on the 35s it got tuned. It's got a standard 10mm pump in it. Didn't touch any of that because it's just going to be tourist spec, and that's all I need. So horsepower tuned on the 35s by Raptr was, I think it was 121 horsepower, point blah blah blah, but that doesn't matter. So yeah, about 120 horsepower and 370 newton meters of torque, which is pretty good for a standard 10mm pump on 35s, in my opinion. Next question. What motor you got, TD42 or barrel, and what turbo as well? Alright, so the turbo is a G turbo low mount green wheel. So yeah, they're pretty well suited for TD42, which is in it, a silver top, with the original 260,000 Ks. Yeah, so the car originally had a black top in it with 264,000 Ks, so the actual body of the car right now has another 4,000 more Ks than the engine that's in it. And the engine that's in it has been an NA silver top out of a crashed coil cab. So yeah, the motor wasn't touched, but the rest of the cab was pretty much, yeah, no good. So pretty much scored with that one. Ripped that out. Painted the block, yeah, done a bit of work, but we'll discuss that a bit later in this video. Engine mods and where they from. So pretty much engine mods that's been done, pretty much everything's stock on it. So standard 10mm pump, it's pretty much just all been painted, all the block and everything, a few new bolts and stuff. It's got new belts. What else? PWR radiator. It's got a PDI front mount intercooler. They're pretty good. Helps a lot with cooling. It's got a Torqueline Garage high flow water pump, as well as their high flow thermostats in it. So yeah, EGTs are real low on that, especially with the 10mm pump as well. So just standard amount of fuel going through it. Yeah, obviously the G Turbo low mount that's in it. Let's see what else. Had a Pro Vent catch cam put in. I put braided hoses over the original hoses just for looks pretty much. It's got diff breathers, gearbox breathers, all of that. I put gas struts in it. It's got a 4-inch J-Max snorkel, and that's going into a FATS airbox. And the reason why that is, I didn't go everything J-Max, was I didn't really like the airboxes that J-Max do. They're like enclosed. They probably, yeah, obviously still work the same as the other ones, but I sort of like the look of the airbox with the clear lid on it. So yeah, that's why I went for the FATS airbox, going to the J-Max snorkel. And yeah, the reason why I got J-Max is I couldn't see anything on the FATS website for the GQs, so I went and got J-Max snorkel for the GQ. Yeah, that's pretty much it. For engine mods, it's had all new gearbox, the rubber mounts that the gearbox sits on. Yeah, pretty much all new gaskets and everything. New engine mounts. Yeah, Pro Vent catch can. I still want to add in a second fuel filter, so I'm yet to do that. That's probably about it for the engine mods. What would you change on it, or how you would have done something different? Alright, so what I will change on the GQ, bit of a hard one because pretty much built it to everything that I like. So everything on the car is pretty much like what I pictured. So it's a pretty hard one. So what would I change on it? I'd probably change the rear seats to a VF SSV seats to match the front. But the reason why I didn't do that is it's real hard to get that engineered, and they don't like you changing the floor pan of the vehicle to like suit different seats. So the VF SSV seats that are in the front are pretty much on the original GQ rails with a bit of modifications done. But they're still bolted into the original factory floor mounts. So yeah, that's one thing I would change, just so if I did have passengers, they're a bit more comfier than the original seats with just a leather seat cover on it. So that's one thing I would have changed. And what would I have done that's different? Something that I would have done that's a bit different. Alright, so that one thing that I would have changed, and I'm still going to change, is the rocker cover. So the rocker cover on the silver top, obviously I done like a lighter, sort of like a metallic sort of silver. That I think it had a bit of residue because I actually got it acid dipped, and because the rocker cover is like a double skin sort of rocker cover, I had oil seeping out of it for a few days during the week. And I actually bought it to go get chromed, because I actually wanted it chromed to match all the intercooler piping. And yeah, that was the only problem, was the oil kept coming out of it. So that's one thing I still want to change, is I want to find one that's pretty much been out like wrecking, so it's all dried out, the double skin, and it has no more oil coming out of it. Get it acid dipped and get that re-chromed and slapped back on. So yeah, that's another thing I would have done that's different, which I'm still going to do. What repairs have you had to do, like rust? Alright, well in this car it was pretty good. So I got it 3.5 hours east of Perth, so it was pretty much like desert out there. Yeah, there wasn't too much rust repair. On the very back gutters there was a little bit of rust, but it didn't matter because I dropped it. Yeah, so it wasn't the worst rust either, like, it was definitely fixable. The passenger side has like a 10-cent piece that was in the footwell. That was pretty much all patched up. The driver's side was actually the worst. So what happened was the driver's door rubber sill pretty much had a hole in it, and it was just seeping water through. Who knows how long, but yeah, it rusted out the floor. Whereas when I was ripping up the vinyl, you could actually like push on the floor and break through, and you could actually see through the floor, like the Flintstones and their cars. But yeah, so pretty much had to cut that out. That was a mission and a half, but yeah, got all that out. Had to weld in another plate. And then the whole undercab, when it was off, got all resprayed in like a body deadener / like a stone guard, and then also sprayed over that was a not a clear, it was a black chassis paint, pretty much like an enamel, a real strong paint. So yeah, that was pretty much the only rust repairs on the car. Apart from that, it was mint. Took off all the windscreen rubbers, because I got all the new windscreen, and the windscreen rubbers all changed, and that was all good behind there. So yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, best mod and best camping mod. Best mod I would probably have to say is the VF seats, and that's only for my car. If it was another car that was built for rock climbing or this or that, it'd be different obviously, but mine's built for touring, and when you're touring you really want comfy seats. So the best mod I've done is the VF SSV seats. They're comfy as. The only downside, they do sit a little bit higher. It's a bit hard to get used to it, you sort of get used to it. But yeah, it's not too bad now. But it's sort of good in a way, because I can pretty much see everything in front of me, even like past the bar, which is pretty cool. And yeah, the driver's side, the passenger side is just manual, but the driver's side actually came out electric. So yeah, while I was doing it, I actually hooked it up to the electrics in the car, and they actually all move electrically, which is pretty cool as well. Alright, and the best camping mod. Oh, that's a hard one as well, because the camp kitchen's pretty handy because it pulls out to a massive bench and you can put all your stuff on it. But I would have to say with the big 60 litre fridge, the drop down MSA fridge slide would probably have to be the handiest camping mod, because the tray is lifted because it is a chop. So yeah, instead of pulling out, like I wouldn't be able to see in the fridge, it'd be up here. So it drops down pretty much to my head height and I can actually look into it. So yeah, that would probably be the handiest camping mod I've done to my car. Alright. Will you be extending the tray one day or keeping it as is? It's hard to sort of say because the tray is a real short tray. It's like 1.1 meters off by memory, and then the canopy is exactly smack bang meter. So the tray pretty much ends exactly at where the chassis is. So yeah, it is a really short tray. And that's why I sort of had to lift the fridge. Yeah, because you have to sort of think of it smart, because there's not much you can fit in it, but you have to sort of cram everything in where it's got to go. So I had to lift the fridge over the camp kitchen and do a separate, like a shelf. So yeah, probably won't be extending the tray anytime soon. Would be nice to have a slightly bigger canopy, but that, like how it is now, actually works pretty mint. So yeah, probably won't be extending it. Why did you choose that car? Alright, so I had a NP300 before this car, and then before that I was into all my fast cars. But yeah, with the four-wheel drives, the NP300, awesome car and all, but I sort of wanted to do a build, and that's sort of why I went to old school, because like, yeah, doing what I did, I didn't have to deal with electrics or ECUs or any of that. So pretty much I went for a GQ, first of all because it suited my budget, and second of all because it's probably my favourite look through the whole Patrol series. Yeah, so it was either a GQ or GU I was going to do it to, and at the time I got it for 9,000. So that was a pretty good price for the K's on it, and like, yeah, barely any rust in it. So yeah, that's sort of why I chose the car, and also the looks, because I'm a pretty big fan of the GQs, how they look. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. Alright, so the rundown bit. Quickly go through the engine mods, even though I sort of went through them. So yeah, it's TD42 silver top. I painted the block, rocker cover, all that's done. It's got diff and gearbox breathers to it. It's got the ProVent catch cam. Some of you might argue that you don't need one and you need one. I just sort of chucked it on because they're sort of like, they do collect oil, so it doesn't hurt chucking it on, I guess. So yeah, it's got 18 PSI on the standard, just a green wheel G turbo on the low mount, tuned by Reaper. Standard 10mm pump, high flow water pump, high flow thermostat. It's got new belts. Yeah, braided hoses, PWI radiator, PDI front mount, gas struts, 4-inch snorkel, and a fats box, and that's pretty much it. And it's got brand new engine mounts, brand new gearbox mounts, all of that stuff, or all new gaskets. And that's pretty much it. Engine wise, yeah, so that's pretty much it engine wise. As off the front of the car, pretty much I've got a custom comp bar from over east. that they make them over there and then powder coat them and ship them here or drive them here by truck. So yeah, I went for that. I sort of wanted something a bit different. I liked the shape of them, so I went for that one, and I opted for the hoops on each side, purely because when you're on the road a lot, you never know if a roo jumps out, and I don't want a lot of damage to happen. So that's pretty much that. The lights, they're pretty much just eBay spec ones. And the reason being for that is I would have got steady, but the background of them are like a chrome, and these ones here, if you have a good look, they're pretty much blacked out behind, so it sort of suits the whole blacked out grille effect that I was going for. And I also bought just a new pair of indicators off eBay, and just done them in a fine nightshade from just super cheap. Yeah, so that's the standard like indicators, just painted with that nightshade to tint them a bit. It's got just a standard little single row 22-inch I think light bar on the front. I will be getting a 42-inch under the roof rack, but that's at a later date to come. That's still going to come. The roof rack is just a King's roof rack as well, but I chopped off all the basket pretty much, and then left the side tabs for the awning, the bushwhacker awning, to fit onto. And then I also Raptr coated the whole roof rack to sort of suit, which is pretty good. What else? Yeah, the whole car's pretty much all Raptred, open door respray all Raptred. Inside the engine bay is actually just like a grey gloss paint, so I kept that a bit different. All the tray, all the canopy is all Raptr coated as well. The whole chassis has been painted, not in Raptr, but that's been painted in a, it's like a stone guard but with a thick chassis like body enamel, gloss black. And it's all got a PSR chassis brace kit through it, and that comes with the tray mounts, and also it's got a Superior Engineering coil tower brace, and that's where I needed to bolt the actual body of the back of the GQ into. So that's how they said that I had to do it, to get the chop engineered, as well as yeah, there was supports in the back with child restraints, and yeah, there's a bit of work. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the front, exterior wise. Yeah, new windscreen rubbers, new windscreen wipers. I actually painted the wiper arms black, like a satin black, to match everything else. It's got OCAM tying mirrors, they're awesome. Don't move around, don't shake, you can see everything like past the tray as well. Awesome mirrors, definitely recommend those. It's got central locking on the GQ. Actually, we'll keep that for later, we'll do all the exterior first. So it's got on the rear of the tray, it's got road vision tail lights. I think they were the BR155, not too sure about that, I'll have to check that. But they light up like a halo red at night time, which is pretty cool. I just went for the one pair, sort of suit the front lights, I guess. Now it's got road vision, it's like a long strip sort of, not indicator, reverse lights. So that's that. It's got a reverse camera on it. For the back, it's just got, yeah, it's on 35s, Maxxis, what are they? Maxxis Razor MTs, 315 by 75, I think, by a 16-inch rim, and the offset is 20 on a gloss black D-shackle rim. So I just went for the Steelies instead of bead locks. Sort of think it suits the car a bit. Wouldn't mind getting some bead locks, but yeah. Again, probably a later date. What else? Still yet to get tint for the car. Haven't got tint, so that's definitely on the list. Bit of a little windscreen banners going on. It's got just the tread tracks on the side of the canopy, and that's purely because I couldn't fit max tracks or anything. They were too long. I could probably fit the minis actually, but yeah, the treads work fine for me, so they're just mounted onto the canopy doors. It's just got a XTM solar panel for now, which is doing awesome, just 110 watt, because it was hard to find any like bigger to fit on the canopy, because yeah, it is a small canopy, it's only 1 meter, and the top is actually, because it goes to a triangle, it's actually a lot smaller. So yeah, and what else? The tray I pretty much custom fabbed up. My uncle welded the back of the car all together because he used to be a welder. My mate Christian, shout out to him, he done all the chassis brace in the PSR welding kit. It's also got a like the notch out kit for the driveline tail shaft, so that's all notched out. Yeah, it doesn't rub or nothing. The front I didn't need to do a notch out kit because that doesn't really rub, doesn't have a massive lift on it. So yeah, the lift on it is a Petters full GVM upgraded 2-inch lift. It's actually out of a GU, but they're interchangeable with the GQ, GU. So the GUs are actually the GVM ones. So yeah, it's out of a GU. It's got long travel shocks on it. It's only a 2-inch, but opted and went for the front and rear adjustable panhard rods, the front drag link and the front steering dampener, all new bushes. It's also got the offset caster angles for the front radius arms, and they also done steering alignment, which has been awesome. I actually went away Busselton not too long ago, got a video up on that, and yeah, it's been awesome going. Yeah, the bumps in the roads on country roads sort of throw you everywhere, but after they done that, it's been awesome driving with the car. Massive improvement, like massive. And as of the Petters stuff, they've also done the brakes. I have slotted rotors all round with ceramic Kevlar pads all round, and that's been a massive help, like slowing down with the 35s. Like coming to a town is awesome. So yeah, definitely recommend those, they're awesome. What else? Oh, another thing, because I'm running 35s on just the 2-inch lift, there is a bit of scrubbage in the back. Like you guys could probably tell, the back wheel does get close to the fenders. So it does scrub, not on the road, but sort of off-road where it is flexing. So yeah, I'm going to get extended trailing arms for that, and also the upper links for where the diff is. So sort of get all the pinion angle all correct and good. The front's not too bad, but I still might do something about that to push the front forwards a little bit. And also I'll probably get extended sway bar links in the rear, because that's still just got the standard sway bar still in it. On the back, pretty much just got the 2 jerry can holders, the spare wheel carrier. There's a lot of wasted space underneath the tray, so yeah, I might at a later stage do something under there, maybe a water tank or something, not too sure yet. But yeah, I also kept it that country sort of look, so it's got, I fabbed up some mud guards for it, and I went to Clark Rubber and got really long just pieces of rubber, and then got the chain back up to the tray. And when I do go off-roading, I've got like a little hook to sort of hook it up. Yeah, to sort of hook it up so it's out the way, and yeah, it doesn't get run over or whatnot. It's got just an eBay exhaust, because it's just a diesel at the end of the day. Just standard like 3-inch exhaust all the way through. I had to put a little like a Canon cap just after the turbo for emissions, so it's all past that. What else is done? That's pretty much it for everything exterior wise and under the car. Oh, actually, it's had all new, the body mount, all the rubbers were all like stiff and hard, so I got all new ones of them. So yeah, it's like a brand new car pretty much. Like everything that you could think of has been replaced on it, so everything's like new. Alright, moving on to the interior. So yeah, you guys have heard the VF SSV seats. It's pretty much got their electric, hooked them up. It's got a Pioneer sound system, the head unit in it, which is awesome. I would prefer it to be a bit higher, so I might look into modding that a bit higher up in the dash, but for now it's not too bad. I want to get a center console made up, a leather boot around where the gear sticks are, with another 2 cup holders in there. Yeah, it's had all brand new eBay carpet in there. I think it's called True Fit, and it's already all molded to the GQ floor, which was pretty cool. I think it was extra plush, not too sure what one, but yeah, it's all black. All the dash has been taken out, that's all been painted black. Yeah, all the door cards have been redone, the roof lining, pretty much all redone. It's got Aeroflow electric windows, and that was a mission and a half to get in, but I got them, so it's all good. It's got central locking. That was sort of a bit of a mission, but not too bad, and that's from, I think, just Super Cheap or whatever, you can get them. So that's pretty cool. What else? It's got one of those digital Super Cheap readers on the dash as well. It's got a real nice dash mat in it. The rear seats, as I was saying, they're just pretty much just standard with a black leather seat cover over them, so sort of suits the front. What else? My clock's working, bit of a flex. So yeah, that's all working in there. The back wall I've actually re-carpeted, so redone all that back wall, so I didn't want to leave it like just bare metal and paint it. So it's got a window in it, all sound deadened with the back wall and carpeted. It's got 2 child restraints for each side, not the middle, just the sides. It's got 2 smaller size speakers that are in the back wall as well, and it's got a kicker sub that's in the middle on brackets, and also the amp is pretty much behind there as well, all pretty much tucked away all neatly. Yeah, the only thing I still need to get sorted before summer, which is a must because I'm not going up north unless I have it, and that's pretty much the aircon. So everything's there, apart from I just need to get regassed, and when I did go to get regassed, a few of the lines were a bit corroded, so rip them out, and I need to get 2 new lines pretty much remade up, and then a regas, and then yeah, it should be sweet. So that's still to come. And yeah, bushwhacker awning for the outside as well, freestanding, and it's the next gen one, so it's got all the black arms and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's about it, guys. Yeah, I can't think of too much more that's done to it. That's pretty much all that. My future plans for it is pretty much to use it now as much as I can, because I love going and doing some touring. It's pretty cool, like the stuff you can find. Probably a bit more up north, do a little bit more down south, but when summer comes, hit up north. So yeah, that's probably about it. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Hopefully not. Oh, also it's got a pillar pod with 2 gauges in it, and they're just the SAS ones. So I've got the EGT, the oil pressure, the battery, and the boost. They're not the most accurate gauges, so I'll probably end up upgrading to Red Arc ones sooner or later. But yeah, they do for now, so you can definitely see what's going on with the temps and stuff. but yeah, not the best. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it, guys. That's, as far as I know, it's got standard diffs in it. Yeah, everything's pretty well how it was, just all repainted and all of that. Eventually, obviously, the swivel hubs will need to get new seals. Just, yeah, standard stuff, but those are pretty much like the last things that need new seals, apart from if the diffs go. But yeah, just your typical old car sort of things. It is a 1996 long wheelbase GQ Patrol wagon. It originally was a DX, and that's another reason I went for a DX, was because it just got all gutted and got everything new. Well, I didn't need to go for a ST which had electric windows and this and that, because I pretty much put everything in that's brand new. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of at the moment. Pretty sure that's it, guys. Yeah, the door handle's been painted just in the satin. It's got a lockable fuel cap. I'm probably going to put some recovery points on the front, on the chassis, even though the comp bar does sort of have a recovery point inbuilt in it. So obviously you can recover off that. Yeah. As of the canopy, pretty much fitted all that out myself, which you guys can see in one of my other videos. So yeah, pretty much got it to a drivable stage, but not completely finished. Pretty much the whole build 8 months. So yeah, pretty much bought it Australia Day, drove it home, drove it for like 5 days, and then pretty much put it in the shed. So I think it was like first week of February, and pretty much, yeah, took the front bar off, which was just the alley bar. Yeah, nothing fancy, just like a farm spec sort of one. Pretty much started ripping everything out, and then pretty much got laser level out, grinder, and chopped it. That was pretty much the first major part of it. So yeah, sort of gave me inspiration, because yeah, as soon as I chopped it, there's no going back from that. So yeah, but no, I'm happy I did do it. It's turned out awesome. Love the car, it's an awesome car. Reliable as. Yeah, it's pretty much had all the new oil filters put in, fuel filters, pretty much, you name it, it's had done to it. Yeah, let us know in the comments if it was your rig, what you would change about it or what you'd do. Also let us know in the comments a few good places to go for up north, sorry, because I actually want to do a bit of traveling up north. So if you guys want to see some content of the rig going up north on some corrugations, tracks, to get to some awesome areas of like State Point and stuff. I know they have pretty bad corrugations, but that's one of the places I want to go to. Chuck them in the comments and let us know where you'd want to see the rig go. I also have another build upcoming, which will be here shortly, which I got to start, and that will also be coming up with me. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, cheers for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you got any other questions, chuck them on Instagram. Could possibly make another video, just a short one, but yeah, this is pretty much it for this one. So yeah, big shout out to all my sponsors. You guys have really helped heaps, so cheers. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Cheers for watching. Make sure you subscribe, give us a like.